Hey guys, I'm Aurora, and welcome to my podcast, Adventures Explained, the podcast about adventures in different movies and TV shows. Hey, welcome to another episode of Adventures Explained. So today we're going to be talking about the National Treasure. I did mention last episode that I was going to be diving into the realm of National Treasure. Not sure why I decided to do National Treasure sooner than later, but I guess it's because I watched it recently and I was like, you know what? That's an adventure movie that I can talk about. So, like I said, we're going to be talking about National Treasure today. Just a quick synopsis of the first National Treasure movie. If you A, haven't watched it in a long time and need a refresher, or B, if you haven't seen it, I'd honestly recommend you watching it first. Unless you just want to, listen to this and see if it's worth watching, but I would say it's worth watching. So, the synopsis. A historian, Benjamin Franklin Gates, with a family secret, searches for the missing Templar treasure with the help of Riley Poole and Dr. Abigail Chase, but they are not the only ones searching for it. They are in a race to find the treasure before Ian Howe, aka Sean Bean. Yeah, so let's talk about some background information about the movie in general. So, some background information. The movie was released November 19th, 2004. So, I was only 4 years old when this came out. You guys don't forget, I am 24, so still a little bit young, but I'm not a baby. Runtime, it's about 2 hours and 11 minutes. It was directed by John Turlub, writers by Jim Coff and Cormac Wilberly, and some others. This movie actually won a BMI Film Award for Best Overall Stunt by a Woman. So if you guys can remember back in the movie when Abigail was hanging off the side of a van, the stunt woman who did that stunt got an award for that because it was an awesome stunt. I mean, she was literally hanging off the side of a van, so that was real. It wasn't just like, oh, she actually did that on the side of on a van moving. So very respectable stunt move. And it also had 9 other nominations, but obviously they didn't win, so it's not really worth a mention. All right, now let's get into cast information. So we have Nicolas Cage as Benjamin Franklin Gates. We have Diane Kruger, which is Dr. Abigail Chase. Justin Bartha, which is Riley Poole. Like I said, Sean Bean is Ian Howe. John Voight is Patrick Gates, which is Ben's father. You got Harvey Keitel, which is, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, I'm very bad at names, is Agent Sadusky. And we have Christopher Palmer, who was Ben's grandfather at the beginning of the movie. And then we have David Fisher as Shaw. And obviously there's other characters in there. I just figured that these were the, I guess, most important, or just, the ones that came up the most. But yeah, so that is some background information about the movie itself. Now, I just wanted to get into a brief history about things that happened in National Treasure. So, for example, the Declaration of Independence. That is a huge thing that is happening in this movie. And if you don't know much about the Declaration of Independence, one, that's sad. Unless you're like from another country, then it's completely understandable because you have no reason to know about the Declaration of Independence. But if you're an American and you are above 15 years old, you should know about the Declaration of Independence. And if you don't, you need to listen up because, it's sort of important. So, the Declaration of Independence was formally titled the Unanimous Declaration of the 13 United States of America. So, if you guys remember, the United States used to only be 13 states before, everything happened with them reclaiming, not reclaiming, but I guess claiming the rest of the United States that we know today. So that's what it used to be called. And on July 4th, 1776, the document was unanimously signed by 56 delegates to the Second Continental Congress, which was pretty awesome. Like, they had an idea that they wanted to be free from the English, and they got 56 people to, agree to this and stand up to the power, and they did it. I just feel like it's crazy how, if you think about like the political system these days, like nothing can change. Like there could be millions of people on a petition and yet nothing changes. Back in 1776, they only need 56 people to actually make change. So I just think that's interesting how things can change over 200 years. So these 56 delegates decided to come up with this idea, right? So they convened at the Pennsylvania State House, or now is known as Independence Hall. Obviously, later changed to Independence Hall because that's where the Declaration of Independence was signed and all that good stuff. This document explains why the 13 colonies regarded themselves as independent sovereign states that are no longer subject to British rule. So again, it was just their way of saying, fuck off, England. Like, we don't want you anymore. We don't need you anymore. We got this. We don't want to be a part of you anymore. And the 56 delegates who signed the document were known as the Founding Fathers. 5 members of the Founding Fathers were charged with writing the document, and these people included some people you might know: Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, and Roger Sherman. Although Jefferson did write most of the document from June 11th to June 28th of 1776. So he basically wrote it all in like most of the end of June, and then at the beginning of July they're like, all right, it's ready. All right, so now let's get into the nitty-gritty of the actual content of this episode. So like I said, we're going to be talking about the national treasure, and more specifically about the events in the movie. I'm probably going to be splitting this into 2 parts like I usually do. I usually do 45 minutes of content per episode, just because I don't like them to be too long for you guys. So the first thing, Baby Ben and the Gates family secret. So the movie starts with rain in Washington, D.C., 1974. A young boy is looking around an attic with a flashlight. The boy shines the light up to something up high. He pulls out a stepladder and grabs a book, an old dusty book with a design on the front. He comes down the ladder with the book, and he turns around and sees an old man just standing there. "Grandpa!" The old man says, "You're not supposed to be up here looking at that." Little Ben says, "I just wanted to know." Grandpa says, "Well, you're old enough, I suppose. You should know the story." They both sit down. Okay, here we go. It was 1832, on a night much like this. Charles Carroll was the last surviving signer of the Declaration of Independence. He was also a member of a secret society known as the Masons. And he knew he was dying. He woke up his stable boy in the middle of the night and ordered him to take him to the White House to see Andrew Jackson, because it was urgent that he must speak to the president. Did he talk to him? No, he never got the chance. The president wasn't there that night, but Charles had a secret, so he took his confidence into the one person he could. My grandfather's grandfather, Thomas Gates. What was the secret? A treasure beyond all imagining. A treasure that had been fought over for centuries by tyrants, pharaohs, emperors, warlords, and every time it changed hands, it grew larger, and then suddenly it vanished. It didn't reappear for more than 1,000 years, when knights from the First Crusade discovered secret valleys beneath the Temple of Solomon. The knights who found the vault believed that the treasure was too great for any one man, not even a king. They brought the treasure back to Europe and took the name of the Knights Templar. Over the next century, they smuggled it out of Europe. They formed a new brotherhood called the Freemasons in honor of the builders of the Great Temple. War followed. By the time of the American Revolution, the treasure had been forgotten again. By then, the Masons included George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, Paul Revere. They knew they had to make sure the treasure would never fall into the hands of the British. They devised a series of clues and maps to its location. Over time, the clues were lost or forgotten until one remained, and that was the secret of Charles Carroll, entrusted to Thomas Gates. Thomas holds a note that reads, "The secret lies with Charlotte." So let me just pump the brakes real quick. So, pretty interesting stuff. I was doing research, see what information is true, what information is not. The information that is not true, the Knights Templar and Freemasons never actually were in the same group. So when he was talking about how the Knights Templar started a new secret society as the Freemasons, that historical information is not supported. The Knights Templar were real people. They did things during the Crusade for Christianity and things. That was definitely real. The treasure was probably real because they did, during their crusades, they did invade, they did take, so there probably was treasure. Whether or not it is as grand as the movie likes to say it is, who's to say? It's never been confirmed, it's never been found. So who knows? That treasure could be hiding anywhere. It's probably not going to be how the movie portrayed it, but there probably is some secret treasure somewhere. I mean, it just makes sense. I mean, the Knights Templar have been crusading for years. I mean, and they're taking things. Of course, they're gonna have loads amount of treasure, unless someone's just smuggling their treasure out of their where they're ever keeping it, and then it was just gone. I mean, that's plausible. So, I mean, who knows? I mean, I'd like to say the treasure's out there, but I'm a person who likes the idea of a good treasure hunt. So, not the most unbiased person for this. Like I said, the note read, "The secret lies with Charlotte." Little Ben asked, "Who's Charlotte?" Oh, not even Mr. Carroll knew that. Now look here, Ben. The Freemason among our founding fathers left us clues. He pulls out a dollar bill, like these. The unfinished pyramid, the all-seeing eye, symbols of the Knights Templar, guardians of the treasure. They're speaking to us through these. Ben's father walks in. You mean laughing at us? You know what that dollar represents? The entire Gates family fortune. 6 generations of fools chasing after a fool's gold. It's not about the money, Patrick. It's never been about the money. Come on, son. Time to go. You can say your goodbyes. Patrick leaves. Grandpa? Are we knights? John laughs. You want to be? Ben shakes his head yes. All right, kneel. Ben kneels and John puts a jacket around Ben. Benjamin Franklin Gates. You take upon yourself the duty of the Templar, the Freemasons, and the family Gates. Do you swear? I so swear. Little Ben looks down, and as he looks up, we jump to Big Boy Ben, aka our boy Nicolas Cage. But before I jump to the next scene here, I just want to say it's so interesting that, his grandpa, I don't want to say like forced him into this, because it's literally been a 6 generations of quote unquote 6 generations of fools chasing after fool's gold. And I guess Patrick, he couldn't handle the fact that so many people in his family have tried to look for this treasure and failed, and it just, ruined their reputation in the academic society. And I know Patrick doesn't appreciate that, because like he's a history guy. He loves history, and you can tell that he wishes the treasure is real. It's just he wants to be realistic and be able to take care of his family, even though his wife left him and his son's a bit salty at him because he doesn't believe in the treasure. But that's not the point. He was trying to do what was right by his family and be like, look, I don't have money to be spending millions of dollars looking for this treasure. I don't know people who are like that. So like, I'm not going to waste my life looking for it. And obviously he doesn't want his son to be wasting his life doing something that it's just going to add to the crazy reputation that the Gates family already has. And basically with the grandpa knighting him, it pushes Ben to do what he needs to do, because he took this vow and he was like, do you take yourself to the duty of the Templar, the Freemasons, and the family Gates? So like after Ben swearing to that, like as a kid, he's not gonna like just he's not just gonna look away just because his dad tells him to. That's gonna like push him towards it more. So I just think it's interesting how his grandpa sort of like set him up for this. It's like his grandpa knew that Ben was gonna be the one. I mean, obviously he wasn't psychic, but I feel like he just knew, like, it's about that time. Next segment, The Secret Lies with Charlotte. So another huge part of this movie is this quote right here, "The secret lies with Charlotte." It doesn't just come in at the beginning, it comes in at the end, it comes into the middle, like it begins with Charlotte, it ends with Charlotte. I'm actually going to be recording an episode about the things that National Treasure got right, and I will be talking about the ship Charlotte and its actual real life counterpart, the ship Charlotte. So stay tuned for that, and you can actually learn some more information about the actual ship Charlotte. So, but as for the movie, The Secret Lies with Charlotte. So let's get into it. And it all starts with Ben. He's driving this little snowmobile thing. It's like fit for like 4 people. I don't even know what to call those, so I'm just going to keep calling it a snowmobile. And if it's wrong, let me know. I will just accept my loss that I'm ignorant. All right. I was thinking about Henson and Perry crossing this kind of terrain with nothing more than dog sleds on foot. Can you imagine? It's extraordinary. We getting closer. I don't know how to do Sean Bean's accent, so I'm gonna try to like. It's just gonna sound bad, so I'm just gonna go ahead and like pre-apologize because I need to figure out like how to do Sean Bean's accent, but I've never been good at Sean Bean's accent. So I'm just gonna try to do it like the English accent, so you know I'm like it's Ian Howe talking, so you're not confused when I'm reading because I don't have to say Ian says, Ian said this, Ian said this. So let me just go ahead and go ahead and say I am sorry for the bad accent. It's extraordinary. We getting any closer? Assuming Ben's theories are correct and my tracking model is accurate, we should be getting very close. And Riley goes on to talk about how he broke a shoelace this morning and it's a bad omen. Ian and Ben make jokes. Shall we turn around and go home? Or we could pull over and just throw him out here. Okay. Riley, you're not missing the little windowless cubicle we found you in. No, of course not. Why are we stopping? I thought we were looking for a ship. I don't see any ship. She's out there. Look, this is a waste of time. They start looking around. How could a ship wind up all the way out there? See, I can't do the Sean Bean accent. Okay, I'm just not going to do it because I feel like when I do it, I just imagine myself doing like a British lady and I just can't do a British man. And it's probably because I'm a female and I have lack voice skills. You know, I'm not a voice actor. So let me just go ahead and cancel everything I said before. I'm just not going to do it. I don't see any ship. She's out there. Look, this is a waste of time. They start looking around. How could a ship wind up all the way out here? Riley pops off with his knowledge about Earth cycles. Well, I'm no expert, but it could be the hydrothermic properties of this region produce hurricane-force ice storms that cause the ocean to freeze, then melt, then refreeze, resulting in a semi-solid migrating landmass that could land a ship right around here. And then they find the Charlotte. Hello, beautiful. Ben and Ian sit down while the goons start up the generators. 2 years ago, if you hadn't showed up, hadn't believed the treasure was real, I don't know if I would ever found the Charlotte. You would have found it, I have no doubt. That's why I didn't think it was a crazy investment as everyone said. I'm just relieved that I'm not as crazy as everyone says, or my dad was, or my granddad, or my great-granddad. Let's go find some treasure. So, you know, this is just like an introductory to like the main characters of the movie. Ben, Riley, Ian, I would say probably the 3 most important people in this movie. And it's just getting to know them a little bit. You know, Ben's, spewing his history, Riley spewing his tech talk, and Ian asking stupid-ass questions, okay? And throwing his money around. After some time, the Charlotte has been uncovered enough for them to go inside. This is it. It's the cargo hold. Do you think it's in the barrels? They check the barrels. Gunpowder. Okay. Why would the captain be guarding this barrel? Ben looks in the captain's barrel. I found something. What is it? Do you guys know what this is? Is it a $1 billion pipe? It's a meerschaum pipe. Oh, that is beautiful. Look at the intricacy on the scrollwork of the stem. Is it a $1 million pipe? No, it's a clue. Let me see that. No, don't break it. We are one step closer to the treasure, gentlemen. Ben, I thought you said the treasure would be in Charlotte. No. The secret lies with Charlotte. Ben takes out his notebook and pricks his finger. I said it could be here. He rubs his blood on the pipe and puts it on paper. It's Templar symbols. The legend writ. The stain affected. The key in silence undetected. 55 an iron pin. Mr. Matlock can't offend. It's a riddle. I need to think. Ben steps away and begins to work it out. The legend writ. The stain affected. What legend? There's the legend of the Templar treasure, and the stain affects the legend. How? The key in silence undetected. Wait, the legend and the key. Now there's something. A map. Maps have legends. Maps have keys. It's a map. An invisible map. So now... Wait a minute. What do you mean invisible? An invisible map? The stain affected could refer to a dye or reagent used to bring about a certain result. Combined with the key in silence undetected, the implication is the effect is to make what was undetectable detectable, unless the key in silence could be... One of Ian's goons interrupts. Prison. Albuquerque. See, I can do it too. Snorkel. Riley's way of saying shut up and the adults are talking. That's where the map is. Like you said, 55 Iron Pin. Iron Pin is a prison. Or it could be, since the primary writing medium of the time was iron gall ink, the pen is just a pen. But why not say a pen? Why say iron pen? Because it's a prison. Wait a minute. Iron pen. The iron does not describe the ink in the pen. It described what was pinned. It was iron. It was firm. It was mineral. No. That's stupid. It was firm. It was adamant. It was resolved. It was resolved. Mr. Matlock can't offend. Timothy Matlock was the official scribe of the Continental Congress, which is actually true. Calligrapher, not writer. And to make sure he could not offend the map, it was put on the back of a resolution that he transcribed a resolution that men signed. Ben pauses for a second. The Declaration of Independence. Like, anytime I watch this movie, I sort of love this scene just because, like, seeing his wheels turn and him working through the riddle, because I would probably never figure that out. I'd be like, wow, iron pin, that's a prison, you know? And, like, the fact that he's so good at riddles and he knows his history is just astounding. I've always been really bad at history, like really, really bad. Like, I have the worst memory, so I've never been able to, like, remember dates or people or times or whatever. So actually doing research for this was a nice refresher of my American history. And, you know, I just think it's funny that, you know, when Ben was trying to work it out and they were just like, oh, it's prison, and Riley was just like, bro, anyone can throw out words. Just because you throw out words doesn't mean it's related to the riddle. And I don't know, I fucking love Riley. He's a comic relief, and I tend to love comic relief characters because I have anxiety, and when something is too stressed or too much, like, sometimes when I'm watching something for the first time, like, I have to, like, stop it and, like, take a break. Like, sometimes I can't. So when there's a show or movie that has a comic relief, it makes me feel better. So that's why I'm a huge Marvel person, is because it's not just straight, you know, serious murder, death, so blah, blah, blah. It's like murder, death, joke, and the joke helps me, like, deal with the pain. And, you know, that's something I love about Riley. So you're probably going to hear me have some more positive thoughts about Riley throughout the rest of the movies. He's just so cute. He's smart. He's funny. Like, come on. He's the package, man. Come on. There's no invisible map on the back of the Declaration of Independence. That's clever, really. A document of that importance would ensure the map's survival. And you said there were several Masons who signed it, yeah? Yeah, 9 for sure. We'll have to arrange a way to examine it. And this is when the vibe changes. This is one of the most important documents in history. They're not just going to let us waltz in there and run chemical tests on it. Then what do you propose we do? I don't know. We could borrow it. Steal it? I don't think so. Ben, the treasure of Knights Templar is the treasure of all treasures. Oh, I didn't know that, really? Look, Ben, I understand your bitterness. I really do. You spent your entire life searching for this treasure, only to have the respected historical community treat you and your family with mockery and contempt. You should be able to rub this treasure in their arrogant faces. I want you to have the chance to do that. How? We all have our areas of expertise. You don't think mine are limited to writing checks, do you? In another life, I arranged a number of operations of questionable legality. So don't worry. I'll make all the arrangements. No! I really need your help here. Ian, I'm not going to let you steal the Declaration of Independence. Okay. From this point, all you're going to be is a hindrance. Riley is visually scared and bursts out, hey! Ben continues to try to fix the situation. What are you going to do? Are you going to shoot me, Shaw? Well, you can't shoot me. There's more to the riddle. Information you don't have. I do. I'm the only one who could figure it out, and you know that. He's bluffing. If we play poker together, Ian, you know I can't bluff. Tell me what I need to know, Ben, or I'll shoot your friend. Hey! Quiet, Riley. Your job's finished here. Look where you're standing. All gunpowder. You shoot me, I drop this, we all go up. Ben, what happens when the flare goes down? Tell me what I need to know, Ben. You need to know if Shaw can catch. Ben throws the flare at Shaw, and Ian catches it. Nice try, though. Ben runs towards them, and they drop the flare, causing the powder to ignite. Big genius move there. Get out, Shaw! Fool! Riley, get over here! What is this? Smuggler's hole! Get in! Move! Get out of here! She's gonna blow! Get down! The Charlotte explodes, and so does years of history. Just down the drain. Just gone. Just because men and their toxicity. Like, if Ian would have been, like, just held it, or if Ben would have, like, lied until they got out of there, they could have saved the ship and so much history. Ian and his goons make it out first. Okay, let's go, before anyone sees the smoke. Ben and Riley made it out of there alive. There's an Inuit village about 9 miles east of here. It's popular with bush pilots. Alright, then what are we gonna do? Start making our way back home. No, I mean about Ian. He's gonna steal the Declaration of Independence, Ben. We stop him. First off, I get, like, Ben didn't really have any other choices. Like, he didn't have a gun. Shaw was literally gonna, shoot him because, that's who Shaw is, if you know Shaw. He'll get what's coming to him, don't you worry. But it's just like, it just bothers me that they could have had this conversation later. The whole ship didn't have to burn down and explode. Like, all that history is just gone. Obviously, it's a movie and it's not real, so it doesn't fucking matter. One of the first times I was watching it, I thought the pipe exploded because I don't remember, like, seeing anyone, pass it off to whoever. So I thought it was just gone. So then, at the end of the movie, when they needed it, I was like, oh shit, they came this far and they don't even have the fucking pipe? But anyways, now we're getting into preventive measures. This is when they go to see the FBI Homeland Security Dr. Chase. Flash forward to Ben and Riley back in civilization, and they are leaving the FBI. Is it really so hard to believe that someone is going to try to steal the Declaration of Independence? The FBI gets 1,000 tips a week. They're not going to worry about something they're sure is safe. But anyone that can do anything is going to think we're crazy. Anyone crazy enough to believe us isn't going to want to help. We don't need someone crazy. But one step short of crazy, what do you get? Obsessed? Passionate. The boys found someone who might be able to help. Excuse me, Dr. Chase can see you now, Mr. Brown. Thank you. Mr. Brown. The family name doesn't get a lot of respect in the academic community. They walk into her office. Being kept down by the man. A very cute man. Thank you. Luckily, Dr. Chase was on the phone and didn't hear what Riley said. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Hi. Abigail Chase, Paul Brown. Nice to meet you. Bill. Nice to meet you, Bill. How may I help you? Your accent. Pennsylvania Dutch? Saxony German. You're not American? Ben walks over to her button collection. Oh, I am an American. I just wasn't born here. Please don't touch that. Sorry. A neat collection. George Washington's campaign buttons. You're missing the inaugural, though. I found one once. That's very fortunate for you. Now, you told my assistant this was an urgent matter? Yes, ma'am. Well, I'm going to get straight to the point. Someone's going to steal the Declaration of Independence. It's true. I think I better put you gentlemen in touch with the FBI. We've been to the FBI. And? They assured us the Declaration cannot possibly be stolen. They're right. My friend and I are less certain, however. If you give us the privilege of examining the document, we would be able to tell you for certain if it was actually in any danger. What do you think you're going to find? We believe there's an encryption on the back. An encryption like a code? Yes, ma'am. Of what? Cartograph. A map? Yes, ma'am. A map of what? The location of hidden items of historic and intrinsic value? A treasure map? And that's where we lost the FBI. You're treasure hunters, aren't you? More like treasure protectors. Mr. Brown, I've personally seen the back of the Declaration of Independence. I promise you, the only thing there is a notation that reads, Original Declaration of Independence dated 4th of July, 1776. Yes, ma'am. But no map. It's invisible. Oh, right. And that's where we lost the Department of Homeland Security. What led you to assume that there's an invisible map? We found an engraving on the stem of a 200-year-old pipe, owned by Freemasons. May I see the pipe? We don't have it. Did Bigfoot take it? It was nice meeting you. It was nice to meet you too. And you know, that really is a nice collection. Must have taken you a long time to hunt down all that history. Yeah, so the boys are just not in luck. I mean, I get they get 1,000 tips a week, and the FBI is like, oh, it's not going to worry. But I feel like with something that important, the Declaration of Independence, I feel like they would have, a little bit more security or something. It still sucks that, they did all this work, and now what it comes down to is they're going to have to come up with a plan to steal the Declaration to keep it from Ian because, obviously they think Ian's just going to destroy the Declaration to, destroy evidence. In the movie, Ian didn't actually do that, but I feel like, he might have. I feel like he's that kind of douchebag that would have done it. A plan for the Declaration, since, all else failed, FBI didn't help, Homeland Security didn't help, Dr. Abigail Chase, a little bit interested, but obviously wasn't able to help much. So now it's time for Ben and Riley to come up with their own plan on how they're going to navigate this horrible situation that they have put themselves in. The boys leave for office. If it's any consolation, you had me convinced. It's not. I was thinking, if we go public, plaster the story all over the internet, it's not like we have a reputation to worry about. I don't think that's exactly going to scare Ian away. 20 years of searching, and I'm 3 feet away. All of the words written here about freedom, there's a line here that's at the heart of all others. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and provide new guards for their future security. People don't talk that way anymore. Beautiful, huh? No idea what you said. It means if there's something wrong, those who have the ability to take action have the responsibility to take action. I'm going to steal it. What? I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence. Ben, this is huge. It's prison huge. You're going to go to prison, you know that. Yeah, probably. So that would bother most people. Ian's going to try and steal it, and if he succeeds, he'll destroy the Declaration. The fact is, the only way to protect the Declaration is to steal it. It's upside down. I don't think there's a choice. Yeah, so like I said, Ben decided that the only way to keep the Declaration safe is to steal it. Which is funny, because, eventually, it does end up in Ian's hands, but Ian, would have been able to steal it if Ben didn't try to steal it, so it probably would have been a lot worse. I don't know. I just feel bad for him. Because, he just wants to protect the Declaration, and the only thing he can do is, possibly get prison time, to do what is right, Ben, for God's sake, it's like stealing a national monument, okay? It's like stealing him. It can't be done. It shouldn't be done. It can't be done. Let me prove it to you. Okay, Ben, pay attention. I brought you to the Library of Congress. Why? Because it's the biggest library in the world. Over 2 million books. And they're all saying the same exact thing. Listen to Riley. What we have here, my friend, is an entire layout of the archives. Short of builder's blueprints, we've got construction orders, phone lines, water, and sewage. It's all here. Now, when the Declaration is on display, okay, it is surrounded by guards and video monitors and little family from Iowa and kids on their little 8th grade field trip. And beneath an inch of bulletproof glass is an army of sensors and heat monitors that will go off if someone gets too close with a high fever. Now, when it's not on display, it's lowered into a 4-foot thick concrete steel-plated vault that happens to be equipped with an electronic combination lock and biometric access denial systems. Thomas Edison tried and failed nearly 2,000 times to develop the carbonized cotton thread filament for the incandescent light bulb. Edison, when asked about it, he said, "I didn't fail. I found about 2,000 ways how to not make a light bulb." But he only needed to find one way to make it work. The preservation room. Enjoy. Go ahead. He gives Riley the book. Do you know what the preservation room is for? Delicious jams and jellies? No. That's where they clean, prepare, and maintain all documents in these storage housings when they are not on display or in the vault. Now, when the case needs work, they take it out of the vault directly across the hall into the preservation room. The best time for us, or Ian, to steal it is during the gala this weekend, when the guards are distracted by the VIPs upstairs. But we'll make our way to the preservation room, and there's much less security. Well, if Ian Preservation. The gala. This might be possible. It might. It's not a bad plan. These stealing movies, I guess, like, I don't want to say like spy, because not all spy movies are about stealing, but like when there's, I guess, heist movies, it's like, oh, there's some special gala, there's some party. There's always some party when there's like people are thinking about a heist. Why is that a thing? Like, yes, I know it's important for the plot, because if there wasn't a gala, they wouldn't be able to, steal the decoration, and the whole movie would be blah blah blah. Yes, I get it, but it's just interesting why they always have to go the gala way instead of another way. Now we're on to the gala. The gala. The gala! So here's to the men who did what was considered wrong in order to do what they knew was right. When he said that, like one of the first times I watched it, that shit gave me shivers. Like it gave me shivers down my spine. Like, it's just one of those things. It's like, it's such a noble thing. Like, he knew what he was going to do is wrong, but he also knew that it was right. Betty, what are you doing over there? Are you missing Dad? Come here. Oh, there you go. Hey, Betty. Hey, Betty. Sorry. Betty just came into the room when I was in the middle of recording. I gotta give her attention. Riley sneaks in and connects to the surveillance cameras, and we are in. There you are. Hello, the hallway. That's what I want. Game on. I'll buy that. Cool. This just came for you. I hope it's not from Stan. For the woman who has everything else, thanks for listening, Paul Brown. And, he gave her that little gift. That was, so nice. Abigail Chase. Hey, Mike. Let's do this by the book. Hallway secure. Keep the document level. No problem. What have you got? The heat sensor went off in the decoration frame. Run full diagnostics, then I want them all changed out. Our evil plan is working, Ben. Are you sure that we should... Riley, can you hear me? Unfortunately, yeah. We're all set in here. You're gonna have to show ID. Go ahead, man. Ben passed the guard and goes to the bathroom. How do you look? Not bad. Mazel tov. This is it. For you. Oh, Mr. Brown. Dr. Chase. And Ben gives Abigail some champagne. What are you doing here? Is that hot girl? How does she look? I made a last-minute donation, a big one. Well, on that subject, thank you for your wonderful gift. Oh, you did get it? Good. Yes, thank you. I really couldn't accept something like that normally, but I really want it. Well, you needed it. Come on, Romeo, get out of there. I have been wondering, though, what the engraving indicated on the pipe that Bigfoot took. Hi. Here you go. Oh, Dr. Herbert. This is Dr. Brown. Hi. Hi there. Who's the stiff? Here, why don't you let me take that so you can take that off his hands? Thank you. A toast, yeah? To high treason. That's what these men were committing when they signed the Declaration. Had we lost the war, they would have been hanged, beheaded, drawn, quartered, and, oh, my personal favorite, had their entrails cut out and burned. So here's to the men who did what was considered wrong in order to do what they knew was right. What they knew was right. Then Ben chugs his champagne. Well, good night. Good night. So many good stuff. So many good things. So obviously, plan's working good so far. They got surveillance feed. They got Abigail the gift, so she's got the glow-in-the-dark ink, so everything is going to plan. Now they even have her fingerprints, so everything is working perfectly for their plan. For the next bit, he and his crew are breaking in with brunt force. Yeah, okay, go. Ben walks into the bathroom. This better work. Clear. Door 130 seconds. How's it look? Abigail's prints begin to show on the glass. It's working. Unbelievable. Shaw uses a stun gun on a security guard. Second door, 90 seconds. Well done, boys. Let's go. We're in the elevator. Okay. I'm going to turn off the surveillance cameras, okay? In 5, 4, 3. Now, Ben Gates, you are now the invisible man. I'm here. Give me the letters for the password. What do you got for me? Hit me with it. AEFGLORVY. Okay, top results. A glove fry. a very glove, Fargo Levy, Gravy Flow, Valley Frog, also a Go Fly Rev, Grove Fly R Fly Gov, Era Fly Gov, Elf Gov Ray. It's Valley Forge. I don't have that on my computer. It's Valley Forge. You press the E and L twice. Valley Forge was a turning point in the American Revolution. Can I marry your brain? We're in. Ben, you're doing great. Ben, pick it up. You got about one. We own video. I lost my feed. What? I lost my feed, Ben. I don't know where anyone is. I have nothing, Ben. Ben, I have nothing. Get out of there. Get out of there now. I'm taking the whole thing. I'll get out in the elevator. What are you talking about? Is it heavy? Shaw. Door 3, 1 minute. Ian sees Ben waiting for the elevator. Gates? Ian's goons shoot at Ben. What was that? Who's shooting? Damn, he's got the bloody map. Are you still there, Ben? I'm in the elevator. Ian's here. There was shooting. I hate that guy. Abigail is a bit sus for Ben. Hey, Rebecca, do you have a Paul Brown on the list? Paul Brown? No, not here. And Ben is in the gift store, and he's like doing a lookout, and then the decoration sort of peeks out of his jacket. Are you trying to steal that? It's $30. For this? Yeah, that's a lot. Hey, I don't make the prices. It's, I have 37, 32, 57? We take Visa. This is Mike, sub-level 3. I have an alert. Where are you, Ben? Where are you? Stop talking. Start the van. Ben, the decoration lady is behind you. Hey. Oh, it's you. Hello. Mr. Brown, what's going on? What's that? It's a souvenir. Really? Stop chatting and get in the van. Code red, code red. We have a breakdown. Lock it down. Nobody leaves the building. Get the FBI on the phone. Did you enjoy the party? Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. You did not. No. Security over here. Give me that. It's yours. Take it. Security over here. Security. Got you. Go, Victor. Move. We can't just let her go. We can. Go. Security over here. Wait. No, hold it. Hold it. What? What do you want? Ian basically kidnaps Abigail because, she's got the document. So he thinks, give me the document. Let me go. Just bring her. No, no. And who just might you be? That basically sums up the gala, so I guess the next section that we can be talking about is escaping with the declaration. So technically that last little bit was them trying to escape with it technically, but I figure since it was still at the gala, it would still, be under that subsection. So now they're actually escaping with the declaration and everything that goes along with that. Once we catch them, what do we do? I'm working on it. Right turn, right turn. Why don't you just pass me that document? Then we can all go home. Oh no. Skidding, skidding. Holy Lord, help. She falls, the document falls. Give me next turn. Got it. Abigail, come on, jump. We lost him. That's it. This is all we need. Well done, Gates. Well done. And basically she jumps and, the whole stunt. That's when they got the award, all that fun stuff. Are you all right? No. Those lunatics. You're not hurt, are you? You're all lunatics. Are you hungry? What? Are you all right? Still a little on edge from being shot at, but I'll be okay. Thanks for asking. Riley's a little salty that, Ben didn't ask about him. Yeah, well, I'm not all right. Those men have the Declaration of Independence. She lost it. They don't have it. See? And he shows her the decoration. Okay. Now, could you please stop shouting? Give me that. You're still shouting. It's starting to annoy. You do well, Dr. Chase, to be a bit more civilized in this instance. If this was the real one, what did they get? A souvenir. I thought it'd be a good idea to have a duplicate. It turned out I was right. I actually had to pay for the souvenir and the real one, so you owe me 35 plus tax. Genius. Who were those men? Just the guys we warned you about were going to steal the decoration, and you didn't believe us. We did the only thing we could to keep it safe. Verdammt! Which is basically German for damn it, but I don't know German, so I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it's basically spelled like that, verdammt. Or verdammt. Again, I don't know German. You know something? You're shouting again. I'm pretty sure she was swearing too. Well, we probably deserve that. I've always loved that in this scene, Ben's always like asking about if she's okay, even though she like, called security on them and, didn't want them to steal the decoration. Like he was still worried about her well-being, and that just shows like his character versus Ian. Like Ian was like the only reason why he didn't want her to get hurt is because if she falls, the decoration falls, but if that wasn't the case, he probably would have like killed her. So obviously you can see the contrast between the two sides here. All right, so now the agents are now at the gala, and Agent Sadusky is making his first introduction into the situation. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Peter Sadusky. I am the agent in charge. I want to assure you that you are not in any danger in any way. If we all cooperate, we will all get through this with a little frustration as possible. Thank you. Get positive IDs. Search everyone, including the security staff. If they refuse, detain them and get warrants. Yes, Agent Hendricks? You have something? This isn't the day for, we got a tip several days ago that someone was going to steal the Declaration of Independence. Do you have a name on the tipster? There was no file opened. We didn't find the information credible. How about now? How about now? Like, they should have at least opened the file. Like, come on, you're an agent of the FBI. You can at least open the file so you have the information. Like, that's what these government facilities are for accumulating information. And they were just like, no, we don't want your information, bro. You're some crackpot. Like, that's just not okay. We were back with Abigail and Ben. There is not a treasure map on the back of the Declaration of Independence. And there's no chance anyone could steal this either. And he rattles it. I leveled with you 100%. Everything I told you was the truth. I want the document, Mr. Brown. Okay, my name's not Mr. Brown. It's Gates. I leveled with you 98%. Wait a minute. Did you just say Gates? Gates? You're the family with the conspiracy theory about the Founding Fathers. It's not a conspiracy theory per se. You know what? I take it back. You're not liars. You're insane. Back to Agent Sadusky. There's a copy of the Declaration on display now. Yes, we decided to leave it there. The guest knows something happened, but they don't know what. They got him with a taser at the service entrance. He doesn't remember a thing. Also, we found bullet casings. Did we get a description from the other guards? Which guards? The guards that were fired upon. There weren't any other guards on patrol down here. So who was shooting? Who were they shooting at? And why weren't they getting along? You can't seriously intend to run chemical tests on the Declaration of Independence in the back of a moving van. We have a clean room environment, all set up, EDS suits, a particle air filtration system, the whole shebang. Really? We can't go back there. What? Why not? Back to the gala. This is the guy. Dr. Herbert said Dr. Chase introduced him as Mr. Brown, not on the guest list. Now the gift store clerk, she said he seemed, well, she said flustered. He tried to walk out with a copy of the Declaration without paying. He paid with a Visa. Charged to Benjamin Gates. A credit card slip? Dude, we're on the grid. They'll have our records from forever. They'll have my records from forever. I know. It's only a matter of minutes before the FBI shows up at my front door. What do? We need those letters. What letters? Get off the road, take a right. What letters? We have the original Silence Do Good letters. Did you steal those too? We have scans of the originals. Quiet, please. How'd you get scans? Oh, I know the person who has the originals. Now, shush. Why do you need them? She really can't shut her mouth, can she? I'll tell you what. I'll let you hold on to this if you promise to shut up, please. Thank you. And basically she tried to run, and then he tackles her and is like, hey, don't do that. Ben, you know what you have to do. I know what I need to do. Just trying to think of anything else we can do. Well, not to be a nudge, but you do realize how many people are after us. We probably have our own satellite by now, and took you all of 2 seconds to decide to steal the Declaration of Independence. Yeah, but now I don't think I was going to personally have to tell my dad about it. Hey, not cool. Let me go. Okay, you're let go. Go, shoot. I'm not going. Not without the Declaration. You're not going with the Declaration? Yes, I am. I'm not letting it out of my sight, so I'm going. Wait, you're not going with us with the Declaration? Yes, I am. No, you're not. Look, if you wanted to leave me behind, you shouldn't have told me where you were going. And she has a point. They really shouldn't have said where they were going to go, because that's just bad criminals. But you can tell that, Riley and Ben aren't used to being criminals, so they don't know the criminal ways of how to commit crimes. The agents go to Ben's apartment. Clear. What the? Now we're getting somewhere. They look around, they see this whole setup and everything. They're digital scans of letters to an editor of the New England Current, written 1722. They're all from the same person, your humble servant, Silence Dogood. Ian is trying to figure out the riddle. Gentlemen, why is this word capitalized? Because it's important? Because it's a name. Agent Johnson looks up information about the Silence Dogood letters. Okay, I got it. When Benjamin Franklin was only 15 years old, he secretly wrote letters to his brother's newspaper pretending to be a middle-aged widow named Silence Dogood. These letters were written by Benjamin Franklin. Okay, Ben and Abigail and Riley all show up at Patrick's house, aka Ben's dad's house. Looks okay. Park a couple blocks away. Well, how long do you think we got? I'm gonna give him a couple hours at least, I hope. What do we do about her? I've got some duct tape in the back. No, that won't be necessary. She won't be any trouble. Promise you won't be any trouble? I promise. See? She's curious. Here's what I got on Gates. A degree in American history from Georgetown, a degree in mechanical engineering at MIT, Navy ROTC, naval diving and salvage training. What in the world did this guy want to be when he grew up? We keep our focus on Gates. Run him to the ground. Compile a family and friends list. Closest relative first. I want to find out who this guy is. Alright, so that is where I'm going to be ending new content for today, just because I'm already about an hour in. But yeah, so that's the first part of National Treasure. I hope you guys enjoyed what we talked about so far. So, I mean, I really do like this movie. Personally, my favorite part is the second half of the movie. Finding out the information on the document, them having to go to Independence Hall, like all the clues. Like, I love clues and stuff like that. It's just so cool. I've always loved stuff like this. Yeah, so like I said, that is going to be it for today. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns about anything that we talked about today, or just about National Treasure in general, or about any of the pieces of history that might not be true, or pieces that might be true. So if you have any additional information, you can always email me at adventuresexplained@yahoo.com, or you can DM me on Instagram, Adventures Explained Podcast, or you can find me on YouTube now. I'm not really doing actual videos podcasts yet. I'm not necessarily still comfortable with that, so I'm just doing my regular recordings, and then I might just put images on there, subtitles, so people who likes captions and stuff like that. But you're the person who listens to podcasts on YouTube. I've never really understood that, but I mean, to each their own. I like listening to podcasts on Spotify, but Spotify's not for everybody. So listen to me wherever you want to listen to me, and that's cool. And like I said, I will talk to you guys later. Just one more thing before I go. So I just want a little bit of announcement. So part 1, part 2, probably a trivia at the end of all of this. Oh, and the things National Treasure got right. So that's another episode coming. But like I said, I hope you guys, enjoy this episode and, share with your friends and stuff, and let me know how it went. So have a great day. Talk to you guys later. All editing, producing, anything else that goes into making a podcast was done by me, Aurora, and the music was from Harrison Lace. If you wish to contact me, you can email me at adventuresexplained@yahoo.com, or find me on Instagram or YouTube. And don't forget to check out my website. All links will be in the episode description. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends and fellow fans. I hope to hear from you soon and continue the path of adventure with me.